Good day, everyone. Meteorologist Mark Molnar here. How's everybody getting along? Well, we have this big mega bomb of a storm, and I'll show you exactly why it's labeled a bomb of a storm. It's going to be tremendous amounts of moisture with this system, wind dynamics, and the big thing will be the temperatures crashing into the teens and single digits all the way down south. So this is going to be a big storm. And this is what we have heading towards the south and the east. Take a look at this massive blob of extremely cold temperatures. We're going to see massively cold air into areas that are definitely not used to this. How long is this going to stick around, and just what are the impacts of this storm are we going to be seeing over the next 48 to 72 hours? So let's get right into it. So why are we seeing this big storm? Well, we got to go upstairs to 500 millibars, several miles up. Take a look at this. This is what we got going on, this massive jet stream, this blasting wind at 500 millibars way up there in the atmosphere. And look what this is creating, this massive bomb cyclone as it moves up into eastern Canada there for Christmas Day. So I'm going to talk about the wind field with this system in detail about 8 to 10 minutes in the video, timestamp down below. But look at this. This is what's going to be ushering in that massive cold air, 20 to 30 mile per hour gusts across the south. But look at this into the yellows across the northeast. This is where you're going to be getting 50 plus mile per hour gusts. Those darker brown areas, especially around Lake Erie, Lake Ontario. This is late Friday into Saturday, 60 mile per hour gusts. That's going to bring those blizzard conditions. Wind chills are going to be dangerous. All right, want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year, whatever you're celebrating. I'd say get out there and enjoy, but that's going to be really tough. I wanted to, before we got into the real meat and bones of this storm, this bomb, take a look at this. This is Saturday morning. Look at these. This is not wind chills. These are apparent temperatures. This is your freezing line down here into Mexico and the central Gulf Coast. This is crazy. And look at this. You're stuck below zero across much of the northern part of the country. We barely warm it up above freezing. Most areas along the North Gulf Coast might not even get above freezing. And then Sunday morning, we do it all over again. Not as cold, but still below freezing. And take a look at this. This is just, these wind chills are just unbelievable. Here's Friday morning. This is not going to even be your coldest morning. Look at those single digits along the Gulf Coast. Negative 30s here across the plains into parts of the Ohio Valley. This is just getting downright dangerous. And look at this. As we head into Friday night, into Saturday, look at these negative 20 wind chills. Look at that. 0 degree wind chills here in the Panhandle of Florida, parts of Louisiana. This is almost unheard of. And look at this. This is just downright cold. 30-minute skin will freeze in these kind of wind chills. All right, so taking a look at the HRRR model, this is going to be our model of choice. Take a look at this. Now, there's some disagreements here I disagree with. I don't think these hilltops around Binghamton, Wilkes-Barre, Scranton are going to get 6 inches, but 1 to 3 inches in this region, it seems like a good bet. Now here, look at this, 40 inches in Buffalo. I could definitely see that happening. And here across much of Ohio, that's 6 to 9 inch range. Cleveland, 11 inches. I'm definitely in agreement with this. Up towards the Tug Hill, I think you'll see a solid 1 to 3 feet of snow with lake enhancement. So the NAM 3 kilometer, pretty much a carbon copy here of the HRRR with one exception. The NAM is going a little crazy around Buffalo. This is 65 inches. The highest one I could find was right around 96 inches. I think this is a little bit overdone, I would say. But, you know, the idea is there that I think we're going to see some areas top out around 60, 65 inches. So that's definitely a possibility here. And here's the latest Euro. I think the snow, especially across this section of New York and Pennsylvania, is a bit overdone, but the idea is definitely here. All right, and getting back on the snow on the backside of this system as we wind this system up, there is Michigan, a solid 12 to 18 inches. Detroit, you're kind of in the shadow here, right around 6 inches. And there's Ohio with that snow warning criteria, 6 to 10 inches. All right, so take a look at your HRRR, your future radar. Here is the first low. This is going to become the second, the fading away, a second fiddle low fading off into the sunset. This is that moisture slug heading up into the northeast, going to give a 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch of rain. But look at this behind it. Yeah, you get some big-time storms down here in Florida for your Thursday evening into the overnight into Friday morning. Take a look at this. Here's that wall of snow moving in to central Ohio. And here it is. We're going to take a look at the NAM 3 kilometer momentarily. But look at the dry slot. It's a bit more pronounced than some of the other models. We kind of cut off that precipitation a bit quicker and get the wind speeds howling. 5 a.m. Here we go. We still have rain falling across parts of the Hudson Valley up into New England here. But look at this. Back across Pennsylvania, eastern Ohio, Cleveland, you're already picking up several inches of snow by 7 a.m. Friday. Look at this. Yeah, we're going to be changing over to snow quicker. Places like Altoona, still rain up here in Buffalo. So the cold air is just plowing quicker to the south than it is the north. And look at this structure. There's going to be some convective elements along this. I'm really concerned about a flash freeze in this area, as temperatures are going to fall from the 40s all the way down to the single digits within hours here. This is crazy. So you got heavy rain moving into places like Binghamton, Wilkes-Barre, Scranton, down to Harrisburg. Now watch how quickly this rain-snow line moves in from the west. You got a tremendous amount of snow here. Quick 1 to 3, 2 to 4 inches on the ridge tops here. Take a look at this. Yeah, we plow that cold air. This is moving it in quicker, 10 a.m. Look at this. Binghamton, you're already switching over to a rain-snow mix. Winds howling out of the southwest. We're going to change from southeasterly winds to the southwest. This is 11 a.m. Friday, so just before your lunch, you are socked in with heavy snow from Syracuse, Binghamton, down to Scranton. You are shut off down here in Harrisburg, according to the HRRR model. So the HRRR is really moving the system out much quicker. This is by 1 p.m. Look at, you're actually in the clear already. Places like Binghamton over to Harrisburg, Philadelphia, the dry slot moving in. But look how that system is pivoting, and behind it, we have this lake effect enhancement blizzard just moving into the Buffalo area, coastal areas. This is by 7 p.m. Friday, so take a look how quickly the snow moves out of the Hudson Valley, the Catskills, northern New Jersey. You'll end up with probably less than an inch here, but look at this. Yeah, look at this banding that sets up over. This is actually ocean effect snow setting up behind this cold front. That is crazy to even think about. Look at that. That's something you don't see very often with these high wind speeds. This is some crazy system here. Look at this. Look at this banding setting up. And it's actually setting up, it's going to be setting up banding down here in the Gulf of Mexico too. But look at this. This thing's got a mass. This is why we're calling this system a bomb. Look at this. That is crazy. Look at all that ocean effect snow out there. Places like Nantucket, Cape Cod, would not be surprised if you pick up a couple inches out of this as well. But the lake effect continues pummeling your area Saturday morning, 8 a.m. Look at this. This is where things just get cold. And there it is across the south. Look at this. It's showing up as lake effect rain showers, but I wouldn't be surprised if closer to the coast you pick up these lake effect snow showers. So here it is on the NAM 3 kilometer. You can see 2 a.m. Friday. Here's what we got looking at. You know, this is rain changing to snow across northern Ohio, and there's that heavy precipitation up here in the northeast. You're going to pick up a quick inch and a half pretty quickly through 6 a.m. The NAM is interesting here because it actually fills all this area in across central Pennsylvania much quicker. So we're going to continue to see rain here on the NAM 3 kilometer, and look how quickly the snowfall is piling up behind it here. Yeah, the NAM 3 kilometer is a bit more concerning. Look at the bursts of heavier snow moving into the Binghamton area by 11 a.m., Allentown, Harrisburg. Look at Buffalo, just socked in with extreme blizzard conditions here with lake enhancement. And look how this pivots on the backside. The NAM 3 kilometer doesn't have the snow actually getting out of here. Look at this, 3 p.m., we're still stuck in at Binghamton, Albany, you know, the northern Catskills, part of the Hudson Valley here. We could see some snow showers, but you see there is a dry slot here on the NAM 3 kilometer too. This is working in. It's eventually going to work its way northward. And here's the whole comma shape to the storm. Let's actually continue in time here as we see. Take a look at this. So yeah, we're looking at quite a storm here, still showing snow showers. So the NAM holding on some snow showers in upstate New York a bit longer here before that system moves out. But look at the lake effect snow just piling up here, Buffalo, Watertown area. And there is those lake effect rain showers. Some of these could be snow showers closer to the coast. It's crazy to even think about this. Look at that. Look at the banding setting up there as well. All right, so let's take a look at the GFS here. You know, as we progress 4 a.m., 5 a.m., 7 a.m., here it is. It's pretty much agreeing at this point. All the models are pretty much on the same page. Here's the GFS moving it through, agreeing a little bit more with the HRRR and bringing that rain snow line through. This is where the winds are really just going to be howling. So if you're getting snow during that, you could be seeing 40 to 60 mile per hour gusts here. There's that flash freeze just setting in too around afternoon. I'm just really, really concerned about this area getting into a massive flash freeze here. So watch out for that. And then clearing South Florida here by 4 or 5 p.m., you see this system just winding up, becoming a big lake effect maker. And what do we got to look forward to beyond Christmas here? Merry Christmas, everybody. Hope everybody, whatever you're celebrating, happy holidays, Merry Christmas. You're going to be clear and cold for the most part. See that? Unless you're in the Lake Belt areas or in Minnesota here, where you'll be seeing some maybe white Christmas here. But take a look at this. Yeah, it's just going to be bone chill and cold here across the east as we get into your Christmas week. Look how quiet it is as we continue in time. It's not until Friday, and I told you it was coming. A massive warm-up is going to start in earnest here across the east. Look at this. And we see that classic Colorado low bringing up, you guessed it, just in time for New Year's Day. Now, what's New Year's Eve looking like? It's looking pretty clear across the East Coast until you get into 7 p.m., 10 p.m. What's midnight showing? Well, let's just back that up one frame here. It's not going to really show us, but there it is. 1 a.m., close enough. You're still clear here across the East Coast. That's pretty good. You might be seeing some clouds moving in, but there it is. New Year's Day, getting into some heavy rain. Yeah, that's just what you really want to see, and then some snow on the backside. And as we get deeper into January, yeah, it's kind of a broken record here by Saturday, January 7th. That could turn into a nor'easter. We'll keep an eye on it here. All right, so let's take a look at the wind field with this system. Initially, we see a first batch of wind in the 20, 30, 40 mile per hour gusts overnight, Thursday night into early Friday morning. Now, look what starts to happen here. A lot of this will be just above the ground initially, 10 meters or so. But look what, any convection we get is really going to stir this wind towards the ground. So look at this. Initially, you can see this is early Friday morning. You can see where the precipitation really isn't falling. The wind speeds are falling down into the teens. Now watch as precipitation takes over along the front. The southwest blast behind the front. Look at this 60, 70 mile per hour gusts right around the lakes here. And this continues. Now look at inland here. As you go further away from the lakes and the influence of the low pressure system, you're going to be stuck in the upper 30s, low 40s at times. I would not be surprised across 1,200 feet or higher elevation you see wind gusts approaching 50 miles per hour. But the good news is the worst of it's going to be closer to these lakes here. Not good news for you people, but look at this 66 mile per hour wind gust around Buffalo. This is where the strongest winds are going to be centered. Our mesoscale model is doing a really good job here, the HRRR model, keeping all these winds bottled up mainly around the Great Lakes as that low pressure follows that path to the northeast here. All right, so let's take a look at the Euro here, the latest Euro run we have available here. So we're starting out with just before sunrise here. Here's our 988 millibar low. Euro showing that dry slot here across the northeast, and there's that rain snow line. And there is that tremendous amount of moisture on the east side of the storm. Now, 981 millibars, this is by, just after sunrise here, 12Z. Take a look at this. Yeah, let's get that out of the way. It's changing to snow here across western New York. Watch how this low pressure just winds up. 972 millibars north of the St. Lawrence Valley. And look at that. We continue with those lake effect snow showers. And yeah, there's even hints down there you can see on the Euro. Just along the coastline here, ocean enhanced rain and snow showers. That's crazy to even think about. Look at 965 millibar low. This is by Saturday, Christmas Eve, later in the day, and that just kind of meanders across eastern Canada and kind of just gets hung up there. So as we head through, this is Monday, December 26th, our last frame on our high-resolution Euro. There's the next low-pressure system, but high pressure building in here behind and ahead of this low-pressure system. All right, so as we get up here into the northeast, we'll do a northeast view. There it is, Friday morning. There we go, just after sunrise, the heaviest precipitation moving into the Hudson Valley and northern and central and eastern New England here. We'll see that brief period of heavy snow up here into northern Maine before it changes to rain. But watch here. There's that rain snow line moving into western Pennsylvania. So your morning commute, let's back that up a second. There we go. So that morning commute's going to get pretty bad there across western Pennsylvania. That's going to pivot pretty quickly. Let's go ahead in one frame here. So as we get into mid-morning, right around 10 a.m., this is where the Euro has the cold front moving in from behind from the west here. And we see that cold air blasting in quick and that dry slot really taking over across eastern Pennsylvania, eastern upstate New York there, and New England pretty quickly. So that should preclude any major snowfall in this area. So I don't see any major accumulations going on behind this system. And as you can see, the wind just howls, and Euro is really picking up nicely on these lake effect snow bands, continuing into Monday, the 26th as well. So I would not be surprised if we see 40 to 60 inches plus in those snow belt areas around Buffalo and Watertown. All right, so the high resolution Euro is showing the main reason we're seeing this massive storm, this big bomb, is this negatively tilted trough. We got massive blocking up here in Greenland, northeastern North America, a massive ridge out west. And look how this kind of just sets up shop into Christmas Eve. We're going to see those winds continuing to howl around the southern end of this trough. And it doesn't have anywhere to go because there's too much blocking up here to the northeast. And look at this, a super ridge develops out west. That's going to be short-lived, though, because there's going to be a big system moving in just in time for next week. So as we take a look at the Euro beyond into next week, Christmas week, look what is waiting for us. I told you this was coming. A big old area of high pressure. This is Thursday, December 29th. Look what's out west, this big massive wave that's moving in, this big storm, and you're going to see some series of storms and waves move into the western part of the United States. Look at that. Actually, let's go back there. There we go. So we get into the Thursday the 29th, Friday the 30th. There it is. New Year's Eve. Look what's happening down here. We got a massive trough developing. What's going on with this system? Well, this is going to be a system ejecting out of the Colorado area, and take a look at that. Last few frames here. That's going to lift north around this periphery of a massive high. So, yep, you guessed it. We're going to see rain just in time for your New Year's across the Northeast. All right, so here's precipitation amounts. This is the liquid equivalent. Take a look at that for the Northeast. A lot of that's falling as heavy rain, especially in eastern upstate New York, eastern Pennsylvania, into New England. Let's zoom in. So here it is as we get up into the Northeast. Here is the European model. We are showing, there could be as much as 2 inches, 2.5 inches of rain. I'm not expecting widespread flooding, but those smaller tributaries, you bet they're going to get pretty high, especially where snow melt is going to be running off into these creeks and rivers. And HRRR liquid equivalent. Yeah, this really gives us a real high-resolution flow. You can see what's going on out here. This is the crisscrossing of that ocean effect snow that's actually going to happen just behind this low-pressure system. That's pretty remarkable. But look at this. We're actually showing up as much as 2.5 to 3 inches of rain. Some of these areas across parts of the eastern Catskills, Hudson Valley, could get upwards of 2 to 3 inches too. So I'm a little concerned about some localized flooding in some of these areas. It's not going to be a widespread flood event, thankfully, however. All right, so for my Atlantic tropical friends, especially my Caribbean and Central American friends here, take a look at this. So yeah, as we go in time, the tropics looking really nice. This is a beautiful time of year. You can see there is no showers or thunderstorms unless you get over towards the Yucatan Peninsula, over towards Belize here on Christmas Day. But look at this. You are rocking a nice Merry Christmas across the Caribbean here. Take a look at this. Yeah, you do have a wave that basically blasts into northern South America here, and a frontal boundary across to Cuba towards next Tuesday, the 27th. But look at this. You have a few showers passing by, but you know what? This is really your dry season. Take a look at this. We go all the way through the new year. You are looking A-OK here across the Caribbean, Gulf of Mexico, and the Atlantic. All right, Western Pacific. Ooh, we got something interesting down here in Australia. Look at that. Tropical Cyclone Ellie. Yeah, it's going to make landfall in north-central part of Australia. And take a look at this over here into the Indian Ocean. We have a cyclone. That's what they're called over here in the Indian Ocean. 115 mile per sustained winds. Darian. Look at that. It's just basically going to be a fish storm. And take a look at those two storms as they rock across, these. Well, that's a pretty good circulation. This is going to promote a lot of rainfall in north-central part of Australia. But take a look at this. Yeah, this thing's going to really spin out here into, and of course they spin, the other direction in the southern hemisphere here. Instead of the counterclockwise, they spin clockwise. So take a look at this. We got the, here it is, Philippines, and all the way to Vietnam. We have what we look like a frontal boundary Christmas Eve here. It's kind of just stalling out and fizzling out here. Now, we got to watch some of these areas in and around the western part of the Philippines here. We have a system that kind of propagates northward here for Sunday, Christmas Day. Take a look at this. We could have some torrential rains in the middle part of the Philippines here. Now, take a look at this. As this goes in time, this could actually develop into something. But by the time it starts to develop, it will be northeast of the Philippines here. This is Monday the 26th. And as we go out in time, is there anything that's really of concern? Well, we do have another system over here west of the Philippines, east of Vietnam. What is going to happen with this? Well, it looks like the wind shear is really going to get to it. We got Friday, December 30th. You're looking A-okay here across the Philippines. So heading into the new year, what's it look like? You look really clear until we get to, there it is, New Year's Eve. The central Philippines, again, are getting hit with heavy rains and thunder showers here. I don't think this is going to develop into anything. Just keep an eye on it here. And then that propagates towards Sunday, New Year's Day, into the northern Philippines. So another tropical wave moving through. Definitely we'll keep an eye on this for potential development, as it does want to hang around a while into the new year, January 2nd. Look at that. It just doesn't want to go away. And then we have more problems on the way here. Look at this. This is like monsoon just pummeling up through the eastern southeast here. Take a look at this. And as we go in time, the first week of the new year, it is looking downright rainy here. Once again, across the central Philippines and then off towards southern Vietnam here. Dry season up in China and parts of Taiwan there. But yeah, take a look at this. Another system makes a run for it Saturday, January 7th. Could this become tropical? It looks pretty formidable. We'll keep an eye on it here, but it's looking really busy as we go into the new year for the Philippines. And here we go, John from Liverpool, UK. Take a look at this, 7 degrees Celsius, M62. Take a look at that, getting out there on the highway, enjoying those overcast skies. Take a look at that. Yeah, getting out there and enjoying the highway. Nice captures there, John. Extended outlook from hometown viewers. Binghamton to Scranton's Upper Susquehanna River Valley of New York and Pennsylvania. Look at this. Friday is the day where we get those wind gusts, 40, 50 plus miles per hour, especially above 1,200 feet. 49 as an early high. Crashing to 7 degrees by 5 p.m. I'm concerned definitely about a flash freeze, but 1 to 2 inches of snow between 10 a.m. and noon. So yeah, those roadways will be coming like ice rinks. So be careful. Christmas Eve, windy conditions, only a high of 9. Christmas Day, beautiful sunshine, but it'll be cold, 20 degrees. And look at that, a warming trend by Monday and Tuesday, near 30 degrees. Thank you for joining me for this edition of Weather Eastern and Weather Northeastern. Merry Christmas, everybody. Happy New Year, happy holidays. Get out there and enjoy. Visit me on social media, Facebook and MediaMark, also Weather Northeastern, also Hurricane Northeastern, MediaMark.com, WeatherNortheastern.com, Twitter at Weather Eastern. Thank you for joining me. Winter weather outlook is in the description down below.